Hey, welcome to WACTS. This is episode 40. This week we're covering what I did from November 2nd to November 9th, 2015. Just like last week, I'm going to just bundle the intro in here with the baby stuff because he's the whole reason I'm doing this thing in the first place, and because it's always good to catch him when he's in good mood, because who knows how he'll be in 5 minutes. This week was a pretty busy week, not a whole lot of free time, but we had another kind of relaxing weekend. This weekend went by a lot quicker than the previous weekend, not entirely sure why. Yeah, I'm not even going to speculate. It just went by a lot quicker. I got a haircut, as you can see. Barbers in New York City have a tendency to kind of make my hair pointy after a haircut. Not sure why. Still got to find someone who can do a half-decent job. Haven't really found anyone where I've come home and my wife has been like, great haircut. So we'll work on that. But we're talking about baby stuff. So what's going on this week? This little guy is teething. He's still talking a lot. He's been in a lot of good moods, a lot of situations like this where he's pretty content, just kind of hanging out, looking around. He's getting much better at entertaining himself. Before we'd kind of leave him in his crib or something, and after, 10-15 seconds we'd start to get he'd start screaming or something like that because he didn't want to be left alone. Now, especially in his nursery where, we change his diaper and everything, we can leave him in that cradle sometimes for 10-20 minutes, and sometimes he will entertain himself. He'll just sit there and he'll look around. On Saturday, totally random, I left him in there for a while, and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard anything, I wonder what he's doing. And I assume he's going to be moving around and entertaining himself, because again, he's a pretty active baby. But I go in there and he's just laying there in a cross pattern, staring straight up at the ceiling, not moving, not sleeping, just kind of, like he's possessed or something. It was very bizarre. But yeah, he's getting much better with quiet time, which is good. This week I also started using a white noise app on my phone. I'd been hearing people talk about white noise machines, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to buy something like that. But I did notice, of course, that he responds really well when he's upset or fussy to just shushing. That really calms him down. And so yeah, it's well, I'm sure there's an app for this, and of course there is. I forget which one I got. It's free, but if you type in white noise baby app, I actually got one on this, and then there's an old iPhone that we don't actually use, but I have it for testing when I'm doing iPhone app stuff at work, and I grabbed one off the Apple Store there, so when I'm using my Android phone at work, there's still one at home. But anyway, he responds really well to it. The sounds are like air conditioner, thunderstorm, truck, and really helps him stay asleep. On a related note, one really cool thing that happened this week was he slept through the night, quote unquote, for the first time, 3 times in a row, which was a fantastic streak. And when I say slept through the night, I mean, sleeping from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., that kind of thing. But that means a significant chunk of time where my wife and I can both sleep. Mostly her. I tend to sleep through the night for this stuff anyway, since she's just feeding him. But yeah, it was cool because typically, he eats a lot. He will spend 3 hours at a time feeding, and obviously that makes it very difficult to get things done during the day or sleep when it comes to night. So the fact that we could have time periods that long where he was just totally fine sleeping, that was really great. So, that definitely didn't happen last night. The streak was absolutely broken, and he was up a lot last night, and I didn't sleep great and was very tired at work today. But yeah, you take the baby steps, as you will, and appreciate those. So I think that's progress. And look at him, he's not talking or anything. He's just kind of happy to be hanging out, looking around. He's so aware of objects in front of him. He's so aware that there's a camera there, and I can put him in front of the mirror, and he's like, whoa. And also, my wife was watching the Fast and the Furious today, which she'd never seen, and he was actually being pretty fussy, and just as soon as that first truck chase goes on, he's just staring at the screen like, whoa. And at the end he just kind of goes, ooh, at the end of that sequence. So I don't know, we might have someone who's very interested in action movies. Surprise, surprise, a little boy who might like action movies when he gets older. But that's kind of cool. All these little discoveries we make with him are just a lot of fun. So he's doing well. We're talking so much. Also, maybe I'll post a little video of this. I just got a great video of him being incredibly fascinated with his fist. And people had told us, that this is around the time where he oh, wait till you see how interested they get in their own hands. I didn't expect that necessarily to mean like literally like staring at his hands, but yeah, that's a part of it. Like he literally will just make a fist and just stare at it like, I can feel the power flowing through me, and it's pretty cool. He's also definitely teething, so yeah, there's a lot of hands going in the mouth. But again, as I believe I've mentioned, no interest in a pacifier whatsoever. He'll put like his fist in his mouth. There's a couple kind of like teething things he'll kind of chew on, but no interest in pacifiers. That's the baby stuff right now. So let's keep hanging out with him until he doesn't want to hang out anymore, and on to the next topic.